Hello everybody. How are you? Campbell here from Autodidactic, back with Paula. We've had a bit of a break, but we're back for a chat. How
Yep.
you doing, Paula?
I'm very well, thank you, Campbell, and yourself?
Oh yes, good, busy, tying all the ends up for the end of the 9 year.
Yep,
It's a bit chaotic, but
it
I'm
is. It
surviving.
is. Now, I have to also let you know, like I have been speaking to you about, but yeah, if I seem very agitated, it's because I'm really getting affected by the energy. I might seem calm to you right now, but I'm actually like, my inside of me is going, it's horrible. And it only does
Mm.
that when the energies are like really, really affecting me. So it's So if I seem a little bit agitated or jittery or anything like that, I apologise because I'm really, really like vibrating to the max inside my body. It's a terrible feeling. So I've
Yes.
taken some iodine, like I was explaining, and hopefully that settles it down because I find it really does. Iodine's a fabulous, it's fabulous for thyroid, the adrenal glands, cortisol, and also for any heavy metals or energies that are affecting us at the moment, because they're definitely freaking huge right now. I feel the energies are probably very similar to COVID times.
Oh, the word.
Yes. Yes. Oh, sorry, I'm not allowed to
No,
say that, am I?
no, I think we're okay at the moment. You can say
Okay.
lots
Yeah.
of
Isn't
things.
that isn't that weird too?
It
Um,
is weird. You can even say Jew on YouTube.
wow. You can't
I
say
know,
the H word though.
right?
But I also know the energies are really strong right now because I'm not sleeping. I'm sleeping, but I'm waking up so exhausted that I'm going to really high up energy to so low that I can hardly put one step in front of the other. I could fall asleep quite easily, and very
Yeah.
unmotivated and unable to get myself going. And I wake up like that, but I know I'm fighting something in my dreams again. I know I'm so freaking busy in my dreams. It's ridiculous. And that's exactly how I felt 5 years
Yeah.
ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
the
definitely
heart
getting the same
palpitations,
bit.
breathing is very difficult again at the moment. So it's got nothing to do with age. It's got nothing to do with health because I'm a very healthy eater and I take amazing supplements and usually I'm fantastic, but it's the energies. I have to do a lot of grounding. It's pretty bad.
Yes,
Pretty
yes.
bad.
Let us know in the comments. Are you going through this too?
Yes,
It's crazy.
absolutely. I think, well, people I speak to are going through it, most definitely. That they can't believe the exhaustion that they're feeling at the moment. So we've gone from last week was the exhausting week, and yesterday and today it's like weekday. So it's like,
Frazzled
anyhow,
you.
shit
Yeah,
happens.
it does.
So what we're doing is we're going full circle, Campbell. We're going to go boots on the ground, Ararat Paula style.
All right.
So going back 4 years ago to the first Tartarian event held at St Kilda, where there was over 500 of us, I believe, at that time.
There it was, yes.
The most amazing day because we got to connect with people we'd been talking to on Facebook since the lockdown. So we got to meet all these beautiful souls that we spoke to at your event. And I
Mm.
remember I was sitting with a whole lot of friends from the tribe from Geelong. Hi, Geelong tribe, love yous. And when Kelly said, you and Kelly said, do you want anyone want to get up and ask any questions or got an experience to discuss? They were all saying, come on, Paula, get up there, talk about something. And I'm going, oh, God, what am I going to talk about? There's so much that I could talk about. And even up until Kelly put the mic in my mouth, literally said, what do you got to say? What's your name? I really didn't know what I was going to say. And then Ararat came up into my mind. And the first thing we discussed was about the roses because I'm an antique rose collector. I've got my whole garden's full of English roses and old tea roses and things that you can't get anymore. So I recognised something at Ararat that I thought was quite irregular. And when I spoke to you and Callie about it, Callie said, "That's it. You're coming on our show. You've got to talk about this." And that was 4 years ago. So
yeah.
yeah. So I thought, seeing we're back in Victoria, we'll go and start boots on the ground at Ararat. So
Nice. You could have a little business there with all your antique roses. Just learn how to take cuttings and
yeah, well, yeah, I do. Yes,
Yeah,
but people don't want roses anymore, and they're most amazing. Oh, they're just beautiful.
yes.
So we're going to start. My husband and I, we got the caravan. We only just got a caravan because we're going to travel around Australia just before the lockdowns, and we went to a free campsite at Ararat called Green Lake. And
Green Lake, yes.
Green Lake is a beautiful place to stay. But when we first drove into Green Lake, the first thing that I noticed were these old bluestone entrances. Now, they're not fancy by any means, but just, just something. Hey?
But what are they doing there, right?
Exactly. And to me, they look like they'd been renovated, but renovated to a point where they're hoping that they make no impression on anyone. Well, they made an impression on me as basic as what they were.
All right.
So if you want to go Green Lake, yeah, not part 2, but part 1. I think it's just Green Lake, Ararat.
That's okay. So I've got this one.
No, not that one.
That's the right file, isn't it?
No, that'll be part 2.
Is that part 2?
We're leading up to that.
Okay. That is.
There'll be another one.
Oh, I put part 2 first. That's why. Okay.
I have to put the air conditioner on. You know what? We've gone from our Antarctic winds 2 days ago, freezing with the heater, winter clothes, rain upon rain upon rain, to now we've got sunny skies the last 2 days, and yesterday was 30 degrees, today's 30 degrees. There you go. So that's the entrance we drove into. And I thought, yeah, okay, that looks like a demolished, fancier gateway. That was my first impression.
Well, it's a very big wall, isn't it, to just hang this little stupid swing gate on?
Yeah. Absolutely. So that was my first impression, and I kept that one in the back of my mind as we drove through. And then we went past this. Again, this is a repurposed as far as I'm concerned, because I didn't see anything in that framework that showed to me that that was reconstructed, and I couldn't find anyone that could tell me anything about it. So I think it's been a deconstructed, restructured. I don't know, maybe old stables, or, it's been lowered. There's just something not right about this barbecue area.
Yeah, well, they're fairly big blocks, especially that one. But you can see down the bottom here that they go underground. Whatever's happened, yeah, that's lower. They finish lower than the ground level.
Yep. It just was very odd to me.
These capstones, they're very big capstones just for a barbecue area. I'm like, why?
That's a lot of weight and a lot of thickness and a foundation for just, let's just make a barbecue area for the area, and we'll just take these heavy bluestones and put them in. No, it's a reconstruction structure as far as I'm concerned, just like the entrance.
Yeah.
And that's the inside.
All right. Well, Doz has been there. Thanks, Doz.
Yeah. The old graffiti artists have been there. But that roof has been lowered. That roof was quite low for an area that's meant to house people for barbecues. And what is that? Why do we have a partition in the middle?
Yeah, it
There's no
doesn't make.
barbecue on the other side.
Yeah, right.
It's
It doesn't
very
make
odd,
a lot of
Campbell.
sense, does it? And these are all half stones as well, right? So going in the ground. But it's, yeah,
But
it's very
also,
elaborate for a barbecue area.
yes, it's also done in the Dutch structural,
Oh, the
where they
Dutch
do the bricks.
bricklaying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
okay.
short bricks, the long
So,
bricks,
yeah,
and
long,
I know
short.
some will say, well, they've just used what's available. No, no,
Well,
sorry.
yeah, we can see it here as well, the short and the long. I mean, they've got to have, this is the thing. They've got to quarry this stuff. They've got to cut it into blocks. They're
Yep.
not finding square blocks around and going, oh, let's use this for the wall. These have all been cut at some
Yes,
point to make these shapes. So
exactly.
that's just a silly thing to say, right?
Yeah, engineered. I mean, you're not going to build a structure unless it's engineered, and an engineering part of that is putting bricks in. You can't put bricks in or bluestone in willy-nilly and expect it to be level and expect it to stand. There has to be a thought process there. So like you
And
said, they'd be cutting it.
there's too much thought going on here, right? To just put one barbecue in.
Absolutely.
It's a bit silly. Here we go. There's another one. So there you can see the Dutch bricklaying where they got one this way and these ones go that way.
Yep.
So yeah. Yes. Oh, and here's the campsite.
There's the campsite. There's us right there in the middle. Yeah, the
Right.
reason I took this, yeah, there we are. Proof that I was there. I know. So this is the lake part of the lake. This lake goes for kilometres upon kilometres upon kilometres. It's got a wetland area. It has again, Campbell, black swans.
Oh, really?
Yes,
See,
and they are.
that's crazy. Oh, there's one
Yep,
there.
yep. That's the friendly black swan. There was two swans, a male and a female. Or actually, no, there was one that was killed. Apparently, they were telling me that some people rocked up at the campsite and one of the swans disappeared because they're very friendly. They'll just come and sit in your campsite. They'll just hang with you. It's wonderful. But
And people
yeah,
killed it.
there's black swan.
That's shocking. Yeah, I mean, I grew up, well, I did school, high school in Perth and all the time because they're like, blah, Perth is the only place that has black swans in the world.
Yeah, right. No, Australia is full
Yeah,
of black
exactly.
swans.
All over the place, right?
Yeah. And this is the lake again. Just to give you an idea, it's beautiful, Campbell. I mean, if anyone wants to go, just go up to Ararat. I just love the energy up there. It's just beautiful. I think I'm feeling the old energy as opposed to the energy that's there now, though, because it had a very old, ancient feel for me. And I was so drawn. I didn't want to leave. I did
That's
not
an
want to leave the
interesting
place.
thing there too, isn't it? With these big rocks on top of it.
Yes,
What's that, like
yes.
a canal sort of thing, isn't it?
It
Doesn't
run.
it?
It, look, it, like I said, it goes for kilometres, Campbell, and there's bridges going through into an island in the middle of the lake. It's very purposefully been designed at some stage.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
not a lot of information on not old information.
Well,
And there was more.
there's a squared
Sorry.
off
Yeah.
there's a squared off man-made brick there or block. It looks like there's a few
There's a
along
few
the
scattered all
shoreline.
over the place
Mm.
that I came across.
The beach at Green Hill Resort.
And the funny thing is, Campbell, when I went to Ararat 4 years ago, and I started researching the area, you know what? There was a lot more information back then than there is now. Now it's getting standardised, sort of mainstream media type, more recent information as opposed to old information. I was struggling to find any old information this time.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Interesting. Right.
Yeah, I
Let's
can
go.
see the difference. Definitely a difference. So that's
Um,
our Green Lake, which I will connect to that building behind you later.
All right. Let's keep going. So here we have some red brick.
Okay, so in my wanders, I came across this wall because you've got paddocks upon paddocks upon paddocks back onto this Green Lake area. And I found this wall and I thought, that is a very odd, thick, again, look how thick that wall is.
Is it just a wall, is it?
There's bits of walls everywhere, Campbell,
And
in
this
these
is
paddocks.
definitely Dutch. You can see the Dutch laying here, right?
Yes.
Down that way, then the elongated, long, short, the whole way up.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
It's a demolition yard, Campbell. That's the rows that I found everywhere, not just in one spot. This rose was everywhere, growing everywhere amongst these ruins of brick, whatever they were, walls. And that's a very old rose. It's not a modern day rose. That's a wild English rose or European rose.
So left out, because it does have that look of like a botanical garden or the grounds of a palace.
Yep.
So
and that was
original.
That's everywhere.
Interesting.
And I never noticed that in all the older ruins that I've been to, and I call them ruins because they are, besides that place. And I thought that again is now more evidence for me that I'm looking at something much older.
Yeah, well, I've never really looked into plants, but it's a good point, right? This shouldn't be there.
It shouldn't be there. And
you
know why it shouldn't?
The convicts
brought
it over. Come on.
Yeah, but that gets thrown out the door, Campbell, because this is supposed to be an old mining area. And you're not really meant to be walking around here, yet there's no fences, there's no stopping you from walking in these paddocks behind this Green Lake resort campsite. And there's just huge bluestone blocks just in the middle of nowhere. Where I found this, there was foundations, which you'll see in a minute. So that if it's an old mine, what are old roses doing there?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this has fallen over, clearly.
Yep.
Fallen off that. I mean, that's a big piece of brickwork, isn't it?
Isn't it?
How thick it is.
What did that hold?
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
That whole area, Campbell. See more roses?
Yeah, down there, yeah.
So that whole area I found under the grass, because it doesn't get cut either. It's a snake haven, right next to this caravan park. Literally the road is on one side and then the paddocks start and you come across all this stuff. And there's foundations everywhere. Now, this is what I eventually found around a fully fenced area. They're saying, because I went and asked some people, like the ranger that came to the caravan park, what that is. And he said, you need to keep away from that area. You shouldn't be walking around there. That's the old mining site. What? I saw tunnels. You can't see it in the picture because I'm trying to take it through a little bit of wire, but there was tunnels where that grass is.
Look at that. There's some holes here.
That's been bricked up.
So this wall's new, this hole, or?
I think they've bricked up some of the area. But in that grass, you can only just see, if you zoom in there, Campbell, towards that wall again.
Yeah.
You can just see a bit of darkness. No, just literally under that bit, there's a bit of darkness. It's arched, sort of in the grass.
Oh, up here?
No, down. No, you see that tyre? If you go straight along that tyre, I first thought it was a tyre, but it's not. It's actually an arch for a tunnel.
Okay.
So it's not the clearest photo because I had to get through fencing to try and get any photo for it. But there was two arch shapes there. So was this an underground tunnel system for, I don't know. And that's much bigger than what it looks like because I'm only taking it in a screen that's small in the actual fencing wire.
Why have they thrown all these tyres in there?
I don't know. They're trying to hide what's in there.
This isn't clearly an infill. This is later, right? You can see these are clearly squared off walls, and they've just come and dumped cement and rocks in the middle of it. So maybe that was, I don't know, the start of the tunnel or something.
Yeah, it was definitely the start of a tunnel. Like for a train. That's what the first impression I got. So this is more stuff that I was coming across. And it's not the best photo because I've had to take it off an old camera because I've got new camera now. So
look how thick they are.
It's crazy, Campbell. What were they? What was there if it was an old mining site that needed brickwork that thick?
Yeah, I think it doesn't make sense at all.
No, they've got rid of evidence. It was so obvious.
Yeah. Oh,
and
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's what was coming through some of the walls, the piers that they needed.
And more of the roses there.
Yep.
Again, it's the Dutch bricklaying, right?
Yep. What was so heavy and so thick of a building that needed such thick brickwork as well as big piers like that?
When was it supposed to be a mine?
In the 1800s, of course.
1800s, yeah, of course, right?
Yeah.
Well, then it makes even less sense.
Right.
And they would have to have manufactured all these bricks and then got them out there.
Exactly.
Which wouldn't have been easy back then.
Which is it? Yeah, and it's a full granite area because it's near the Grampians and Stall, so it's all granite ground because this is all part of, mine of the goldfield.
Yeah, but it's full of bricks and bluestone and not granite. Like if they were just building anything, they would have built it out of granite, wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah.
You would think. Okay.
Yeah, so I will just quickly go into the background of Ararat, and I have to read it off because, like I said, I'm not in that frame to be remembering stuff. But anyway, this is a historical narrative that I found 4 years ago. So the Djawara people, which is, hang on, that's not how you say it. The original people there were, it's pronounced Soflangi people. There were 40 clans in the area and over 4,000 Indigenous people that lived in Ararat. Whites, now, you remember, Campbell, that we learnt ages ago that Melbourne and Victoria was not to be settled. Yes. No one was allowed to go in there. They had to stay out and stay in the New South Wales area. But there were certain settlements that ignored that because you've got Portland that started in 1820s and you've got areas, country areas that already were established by 1836, 1840. So, and then we had Mr. Phillips come into a Port Phillip Bay in the 1835. But we have a Major Thomas Mitchell and party arriving in Ararat in 1836. He reported the area as glowing. The land is fit for the immediate colonisation of settlement. That was his quote.
Wow. Probably came with buildings as well, right?
Of course it did. Look at what you're looking at right now. So the area apparently was attacked because I would be assuming, like everywhere else in Victoria and everywhere in Australia, that we had, the first fleet came with military, as we know, and the military came in. The reason why they couldn't go really into Victoria was why they wanted to clean out what they wanted to clean out, maybe restore what they wanted to restore and repurpose, and then bring settlement in, which this clearly states to me. And so, yeah, for 3 months, they cleared out the area.
Yeah, right.
Then we have the gold rush. In 1853, we discover gold. And then there was a small settlement in Ararat that started in 1853 from the gold rush. And the Chinese were prevalent here as well because they found more gold in 1857. The old Chinese were everywhere, weren't they? Even in Warrandyte.
Yeah.
Well,
and they started the bananas and pearl industry and railways and everything, right?
They were even in Warrandyte in Victoria and found gold in Warrandyte, which no one really talks about. So there was a small settlement. The Chinese miners were there in 1857. So in 10 years of Ararat became Ararat in 1858 or 1854. And within that time, by 1857, we had about 40,000 people come into the area. But by then, we already had theatres, we had dance rooms, we had gambling saloons, we had hotels, we had it all in that gold mining period. And we even had a very, very advanced railway system because it was the main junction for the gold triangle area. So that's the sale of the township allotments took place in 1858. The city of Ararat was declared Ararat in 1858 and became a shire of Ararat in 1864. So in 10 years, from 1857 to 1867, the town was built, had nothing, apparently, but we had, like I said, a jail, a town hall, we had broad streets, we had guttering systems, which I'll show you. We had a huge mental asylum, Arundel Mental Asylum in Ararat, which is a sister to the Beechworth and the Kew Asylum, which were all probably built around the same, which were built approximately the same sort of period, which I'll go into. We had government offices. Now, doesn't that look English, Campbell?
That one there does look English, yes. Are they clocks up there?
I mean, what sort of style is that for Australia?
Well, I mean, especially in the 1800s, you know, I mean, and we all got taught at school, it's just bark and wood huts, right? Wattle and daub and all this kind of stuff.
Yep.
But no, they were cutting stone and bringing it in and then making buildings like
and
this
building that. And we're making large, like the Arundel Asylum was one of the second biggest asylum in the world, apparently.
In the world, wow.
Apparently. So, so we had the gutterings, we had guttering systems, we had the asylum, we had government office buildings, and we had botanical gardens, Campbell.
I love this. I love all these brick buildings, this tower, and on the top it's just got a little wooden, wooden construction for a roof.
And there's no clock there yet either, Campbell.
Yeah, I was trying to see if it doesn't look like there is.
No.
I've seen a few of these now that are popping up where they're empty, right? Like these are just like tunnels, whatever. They're open.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if that's some kind of, you know, way to gather more energy or something, or maybe pump out sound like a speaker.
Yep. Well, if they had the bells in there, it would definitely make it amplified. But also, you've got the white bricks or something around there as well. So this is now. Can you just go back? Yeah.
Edging, yeah.
So we're being decorative. Have we got time for decorative when we're just colonising?
Pretty fancy, I know, right?
So at this time period, we've also got hospitals, we've got a mechanics institute, 4 churches, along with a fire brigade, and farm agricultural society, cricket and race clubs, and the newspaper, the Ararat Advertiser, established in 1857, was published twice a week by the late 1860s.
Wow.
How are we doing? How are we doing all this, Campbell, in a country town that's 200 kilometres from Melbourne? And we've got the gold rush happening everywhere, like Bendigo, Ballarat, Store, Clunes, no one's in Melbourne at that time, but we're building shit in Melbourne as well. So we're building all this stuff and we have, again, no population. Like we've got 40,000, they said we've got there, but those 40,000 won't be building that. They'd be out there prospering for their gold.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there was no trade schools back then teaching all these people all these skills. And it's interesting, like the Mechanics Institute, you see a lot of them, right?
Yes.
Must have been a lot of mechanics around. This is, pretty much pre-industrialization, really. Pre-car for sure, but in Australia before we had industry built. But everyone needs to be a mechanic.
Exactly. So our timeline, I call it the invasion, was in 1788. Ararat was 1836. The gold discovery was May of 1854. Allotments were given in 1854. A month after gold was discovered, Campbell. The Chinese miners that discovered gold were here before 1856. And the gold rush continued until 1865 to 1880. And then we won't even cross this one. We've got the vineyards starting in 1860 in the same area.
Interesting.
So,
yeah, it definitely looks... I mean, it's just this dirt roads, man. Come on. To haul all this brick and mortar and glass and iron in, it's just...
And all the animals, Campbell. We only had sheep stations, apparently. The early settlers had sheep stations. That was it. And we're importing all these horses again because we've got horses to bring military and, the captain in at 1836. So, I'm sorry, the horses were here. We didn't import the animals. They were already here. They were taken.
Well, it's interesting that...
As well as everything else.
They weren't even called horses, right? They were called brumbies, right? Which sounds like a native word. So, it sounds like, they were here called brumbies. And but I mean, that doesn't go along with the story, right? That Australia was this vacant land full of marsupials. So it's like the camel, right?
Yeah.
The two camels that they brought over, but one died, but it still multiplied.
I love that story. Can you go back to Ararat now, Campbell? Because this is another part of where we're leading to.
Ararat now.
I think it was called that.
Was that early photos, one that we were just on?
No, just Ararat maybe.
Ararat, no. Ararat. Buildings around Ararat 1 and 2.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got new state schools coming up in this time period, in this 10 years. We've got shire halls and we've got the construction of a reservoir at Lingyang, I can't even say it, Charm, CHIARM, for the reticulation water for the town. So that's happening then as well as we've got gas lighting that was introduced in 1887, Campbell. So all this is happening in a very short time period. And by 1887, we only had a population of 2,300.
Yes, of course. I mean,
I digress.
Mechanics Institute.
That is such a pretty building. I took that as I'm having a cup of coffee.
It's. I was just looking up here at the date. Like, you see all this stuff, and it's very ornate.
Yes.
Well done. And this just looks.
1903. So we've got them saying that the Mechanics Institute went up in that time period, 1854. to 1864. So that's, when did they put 1903 up there?
What's it got that? Yeah, that's the wrong date.
Exactly.
1908, yeah. But it's
And
very, I mean, it's all very, like you see this a lot. This is very sort of nature-based, right? Leaves and
yes,
fruit and that kind of stuff. And then you see, you know, things like the World's Fairs and that, and it's suddenly it's all, you know,
angels and Grecian.
angels, yeah, and water, a lot of
Yeah.
watery sort of themes. So I think this is the original, the nature stuff, and then they've overwritten it, right, with the Phoenician.
Yes.
I mean,
But
same
how
here.
look at this building. These buildings, they are so different, Campbell. I haven't seen buildings like this in other country towns in Victoria.
Yeah, right.
Actually,
So,
no, I correct myself. There is one old homestead in Mansfield that's similar, but that's about it.
and the old wrought iron that we see everywhere.
Yep.
Even down here, what are these? It's just sort of.
Little angels' faces, little children's faces.
Oh, is that what they are?
Yep.
Oh,
No. I don't know. I think they're something to do with nature again as well.
And
But
definitely,
they,
you know,
I would
antennas.
notice, yes. They were doing a lot of renovations on some of these old buildings too, Campbell, I noticed when I was up there. Look at the
Yeah,
bluestone on this.
I have to go. I mean, how did they get the bluestone up here?
Exactly.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
they had
very.
cranes. They had cranes and they had pulleys, Campbell.
Ah, yes, the old wooden rope cranes and pulleys.
Yeah, they were able to do all that.
Well, clearly, because there it is, right? Just, even that's like a nature kind of motif.
But it's not even about the cranes and pulleys is the argument. The argument is it is so symmetrically perfect for
Yeah.
people that are just settling in a new country, a new country town where you've got all this stuff going on with mining, adjusting to a new country, adjusting to a land that was desolate, apparently. There was nothing there, no food, no water, nothing. That's what we've been told. That's why we question how the hell did they build that and that in that time period. And that, the old Shire Hall.
Yeah.
How more Roman looking can you get? I couldn't believe it when I saw that, Campbell.
I mean, just, you know, it's all artistic and curvy, and then like the way they write Shire Hall, right? It's just like.
Yeah, very masculine.
Just, yeah,
There's no
just
curve.
lines. It's got no creativity about it.
Nope.
But everything else on the building does. So it looks like it's definitely been added at some point.
But you can imagine.
Burns.
You can imagine I'm driving in the main street and I see that in a country town. And this.
Yeah, man, that's a good tower. Oh, they built it to put the flag up, of course.
Oh, of course, yeah. This is why they are pushing to commercialise our country towns and rural areas so they can get McDonald's and they can just start pulling down the old buildings and start putting up their cute, bloody, useless looking shit. That's all I call it.
Brutalism.
Because it's got no creativity, there's no beauty, and every town would look the same. So what's the point of going to a rural town as a tourist when there's nothing there to look at because the next town looks exactly the same? It's communism at its best.
Yeah. Totally, man. No creativity. Everyone has to be the same, right? Which, you know, they're obviously trying to bring back in again. Are they?
Yeah. Look, that's all fruits and
grapes. It kind of looks like a skinny bunch of grapes. I
yeah.
mean, this looks like there should be a bell in there.
Exactly.
No windows, right?
Yeah.
And they've got, you know, there's another one of the speaker holes. Looks like it's been filled in. And then we have.
So how Frisian, how Frisian or Moorish or whatever does that look? That's very Moorish. And even in Europe, you'll see buildings like that. I mean, if I said to you that was in Europe, you believe me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's got everything. That one, the portals, the arches, the keystones, and even the little copper top roof with its balcony.
Yes.
Whatever the hell that
Oh,
is. I mean,
the widow's walk, what they call them, the widow's walk. Right. What widow's going to climb up there and stand there and ponder for their men? Okay, I came across this. We were walking around the back area of the town, and in all this grass up on a hill, I found this old system.
yeah, that's crazy. Like drain system of some kind by the looks of
Yes.
it. Runoff
Yes.
system.
And you know where else that system is exactly the same is at the Rokewood Cemetery, I think it's called.
Oh,
Roke,
yeah, ROEKE, that one, Roke, yeah.
yes, in Sydney. And it went for kilometres, and they had like a channel going along it with water. It was insane. A lot of work's gone into that guttering
It's pretty
system just to sit
crazy.
there and rot.
Well,
Similar.
yeah, there's not like one crack in the mortar.
And it's very similar to the brickwork that I found at the Green Lake. It's the same brick, same colour.
Yeah. Okay, there we have a church
So there's
again.
that bluestone church again. Yep, just on another angle.
The town hall.
The old town hall.
I wonder if this looks original. We've got they're all griffins.
Again, I couldn't find a lot of old pictures. And if I did, I have to...
Sorry, that's like an old fountain, isn't it?
Yes,
Clearly.
yes, absolutely. Yep, they've changed it into something else. Yep.
What use? Why? It's a big fountain. Why add that? It's a little country town, right?
Exactly. But for me to get any old photos, I had to join up the old hysterical society and pay money. And I thought, well, stuff that. I didn't have to do that 4 years ago either.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all going behind a paywall.
Wow, that's because we'll own nothing but be happy.
That's it. That's it.
Wrought iron, there's so much wrought iron.
Isn't there? And look how beautiful that is.
It's perfect, right? And it's, I mean, even in their timeline, this is what, 150 years old, more?
Yep.
That's perfect, not rusted, because the old wrought iron didn't rust. And mercury balls, the columns.
That property is just magnificent, Campbell.
It looks pretty nice. Here we go, more wrought iron, right? More columns, more.
But also a Moorish again.
Yeah, the keystones. I mean, this one, yeah, right. Look at the brickwork around here.
Yep.
It's pretty Moorish. And the tops here. Okay. Oh, what happened? That looks like the power station. The red, white.
Yes. Yes.
Power station.
But we're 200 kilometres in town, and we've got the ability to build this. And not only that, we have the manufacturing, windows, bricks, bluestone, concrete. We've got it all here, just like every other rural town.
Yeah.
All at the same time period.
And why? Why make these arches out of a different coloured brick and these lintels?
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
If we were here as a colony and we are settlers in a town 200 kilometres away from the ports, and at this stage, no railway apparently, how are we making all this when we're all busy on the goldfields?
Yeah.
And trying to survive.
Even if we had the right amount of skilled workers, where's the warehousing system? What are they doing? Just bringing them in and dumping them on the side of the road, on the side of their dirt tracks.
Yeah.
Like you need infrastructure to build something like this.
And you need the food and you need everything, Campbell.
Yeah, the food, the water's a big one, right, in Australia, because it's so dry.
Yes. So that's just the side. When we're not building little monuments, this is in a 10-year period, Campbell, while we're mining for gold. Why are we building places like that? We don't even have the population to do it again. So it's just more proof that it was all there. They invaded that area. They killed off who they needed to kill off, because obviously we had a lot of people living there because they had to build one of the biggest mental asylums for these people.
Yes. The
Lock them up, man.
Apparently they had
and
to
then
build
make up a ghost story to keep people away. So now we'll go into, if you want to go into that, the gardens, yes. Can you keep going though, because there is a lead up to that picture.
Oh.
Okay, so that's the Alexander Gardens. So that's an older picture of it. But again, this is what they made in that time. Again, it was probably renovated, demolished, rebuilt, whatever.
What?
But it's a very ornate botanical garden.
So it's 1930. Of note are the fernery, the orchid house, from which Ararat derives its claim to be the orchid city, and waterbirds around in the lake surrounding the Japanese garden island. And again, it's like if you're trying to, establish identity for a new country or a new town, why are you putting Japanese stuff everywhere?
Exactly.
It doesn't make
exactly right.
And who knows how to build a Japanese garden in 1930s Australia? Most people wouldn't have even known that what Japan was.
Well, we weren't very.
And fountains, right? And this is the thing that everyone misses when they try and debunk this: is these all need plumbing, man. Every single fountain needs good plumbing.
And the lake itself, Campbell, is magnificent. It's just beautiful. And nowadays, that fountain just sits. I came across it, but it's just sitting in the middle of nowhere, away from everything. It's not involved in the garden anymore. It's just a afterthought near a shed. That's it.
And not working.
That's how important it is now.
Water coming through it, right?
Yes.
It's empty. So what's the point of that?
Exactly. So this is just another home that's in the area.
Yeah.
There's so many beautiful houses, Campbell. I can't find them anymore. Again, the wrought iron. Well, who's making this wrought iron, Campbell?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the iron being quarried? Where's it being manufactured? Where's it coming from? And who's making it so ornate?
Intricate work, right? It's very intricate, this one. That's, with the story of, blacksmiths over their bellows with their hammers, this would take a very, very long time. Like we went out to, where were we? I can't even remember. We were somewhere. And we went to like this historical village, and there was a blacksmith there, and like someone was training up to be a blacksmith, and they'd been going for like 2 or 3 years, and he was making this hook, just like just a single coat hook, right, out of wrought iron. And
took him a while.
Yeah, how long you been doing that? How long does that take? And he's like, I've been on it for like 3 weeks. There's one hook. It was crazy. But they're just pumping this stuff out, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's heavy stuff too, right? Like the transportation is another question for the wrought iron and everything. And we have our little wooden house next to it.
Exactly. So is it that wrought iron would have to have a plate, like a design plate, a pattern?
Yeah.
So it would be smelted and put into a pattern. But who's smeltering it? Who's putting them in where's the pattern? Are they coming up from Melbourne? Is that coming up from England? I mean, who's got time to do all this with everything going on in Victoria at the same time period?
Well, and how can they heat iron into liquid, right? To cast this stuff.
Well, they didn't have the kilns even for the bloody for the bricks at that time. They're still being handmade in the sun. Let's not forget that one.
Yeah, right. These don't look very handmade in the sun, do they?
They're perfect, Campbell, and that's the problem. They're a manufactured brick.
Mm. Oh, yeah, that's that building again with its belfry. Jeez, it's very ornate, isn't it?
It's so
Nice,
ornate, Campbell.
nice fractal antenna there on top of the mercury ball.
Like you'd see that in Holland. You would see that in Holland, a building like that.
Mm.
And like I said, Mansfield have got a house like this, an old homestead, very, very similar, and I have not seen anywhere that's got that sort of architecture that I've come across except those two places.
Yeah, and it's got what, 1, 2, 3, at least 4. Is that a chimney? For at least 4 chimneys.
Yep.
But it's a town hall. No one actually lives in there.
That's not the town hall. That's a different one
Right.
again.
What's this one? Okay. But it's not
It's
a
a different
house,
one
is
again.
it? Some kind
No.
of
It's another government building.
Oh, it's not.
And when I was there, it was the injector building. And they were doing renovations. They had fences all the way around it. So I don't know what they were demolishing in that building then.
What's an injector building? Gosh.
And then where you're getting like people are lining up for the old, jibby jab.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
So this is the Lake Campbell. And it goes again for ages. It's a beautiful like I was blown away how beautiful and large, like the Green Lake we were camping at. This place was something like the Botanical Gardens in Melbourne.
Yeah, right.
And we've built this in that 1850, 60 time period.
Also, they say.
And so they say. With black swans again. They were everywhere. So let me paint the picture. So we were walking around this lake, and then I found that fountain that they've just put aside, forgotten about. Then we came into an area that was more bricked and with ferns. Yep. Now, this is what we came through. We walked into these steps there, and you'll see this. You'll see a cave, and you walk through the cave, and through the cave were these steps. And lo and behold, that's the old jail.
Oh, that's
and you'll
up
see
there.
photos of that. Yep.
No,
So this is the tunnel you walk through, Campbell. From the gardens, you walk up a set of stairs and you're at the old jail, or the J ward, JK ward, or whatever it was called. So that got my mind thinking, because there's ferneries everywhere and more paths leading around. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. That's too convenient to be just connected to that jail.
And
we
why would
have
you have to be connected to a jail?
Exactly, and stairs leading up to it. So
escape, right?
Exactly. So what it is, to me, it was the original place, their gardens, because I've seen this exact same thing, Campbell, at Ripponlea Gardens, exactly the same. They had tunnels like this, they had ferneries, they had a big glass house fernery you could walk through. It was huge, and a lake, and then you came across a tunnel that you ended up going up some stairs to another building. It was exactly the same.
And this is some kind of, geopolymer cement, right? This ceiling.
That's what it looks like.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. So here's the entrance.
So there's
the steps. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, you got to give the prisoners a chance, especially after you ask them to build a jail, and they do.
Yes. Oh,
I mean, this looks like an arch here too, doesn't it? And it looks like this river rock stuff may have been added later.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
It does. But it's very
behind it, yeah.
Very strange, Campbell. Why would you do that? Unless it was the original property, the original estate, the whole J ward, so-called jail, looks like a castle, and the castle was part of this tunnelling system. That's how you got there. That's it. When you get to the top, you go through the tunnel, up the stairs. That's what you see.
of jail. And again, it's not level. You can see.
Nope.
Definitely not level. There it is again. I mean,
And people live in that house. That one you're looking at there, they live in that house. Yeah, and there's a courtyard next to it with a garden and where you can park, stables, everything.
And I mean, just look at the way they've laid these bricks. Like small, 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 big, big, right? Like,
yes,
there's a lot of work that goes into laying bricks like that, yet getting the courses perfectly straight.
And they're bluestone too, so they're not light.
No, like bluestone's very heavy stuff, man.
Yep.
Big burly.
Yep. So here we go. Remember I sent you these stairs years ago. So there is a tower, and I got to look into that tower, and this is the bluestone stairs that go through the tower. Tell me how they made that, Campbell. A keystone.
Yeah, I went up a tower in the Netherlands inside a cathedral, and yeah, the exact same stairs, the way they build them there. That's crazy. And they look cast, don't they?
Yep. Because they're exactly the same size and everything. They're just literally like a domino. They're just clicking in like Legos, not domino, like a Lego system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how are they doing that? How heavy would that be, Campbell? Like I said, I've got one out here that is probably, I don't know, 0.5 metre in length and maybe 300 in width. We've got to use a jack thing to lift that up. I can't lift it up. My husband can't. My sons can't. And they're 27. They can't lift it. If they could just pick it up off the ground. The weight is unbelievable, and yet they're building stuff like that.
Yeah.
And cutting it so exactly. So that's the stairs in that turret.
Why is there one of these, what they tell us, are windows for archers, right, to shoot their arrows out at the enemy? Why is there one in the jail?
Why is there one in Ararat in Victoria in this time period?
In the jail were they to try and do a jailbreak or something, and they had to shoot arrows up at them. And this one's got glass in it.
Yep.
And not to mention that when you look through, like we went into a star fort in the Balkans somewhere, Serbia, and yeah, they tell you that, yeah, you know, they're for defense, and, you know, they'll tell you, oh, that's where the guns were. But if you look through these, you know, from the inside, you look through them, you can't see anything. Your line of sight is nothing, right? It might be, by the time it gets out here, it might be 1 meter across, right?
Yep.
That they're totally ridiculous as any kind of defense thing.
Well, how would you see in there, Campbell, if you didn't have some form of light coming into a stairway?
Yeah,
just makes sense. Just makes sense. If you wanted privacy to go through a stairway, you just make little slits in the tower so you get light.
Yeah. And they could build this back in the 1800s, right? But today, this is the best we can do. Just a bit of crappy metal fence that rusts.
And there was and there was this whole storage area, I would say about 1,000 square metres off from that was all piled with bluestone.
Yeah,
piles and piles of old bluestone.
Wow, they probably just made it big enough for the prisoners they had, and they said, oh, that'll do, guys. You can stop now. Now go inside the jail. Because this is the other thing. Like, I'm sure it's the same story. It's everywhere, like in Fremantle. Yeah, you know, the convicts made the jail.
Yes.
That they then went into it, but they made it so well that they couldn't escape. I mean, who would do that?
Exactly.
You'd make it crap, right? You'd make tunnels and...
Yep.
And
so that's one of the walls.
It's a castle, right?
Clearly.
It's been boarded up. And I mean, circular, look at that. That's circular,
Yes.
which
And it
means,
takes a lot. That's a lot of engineering there again, isn't it, Campbell, with bluestone? Because you'd need to
and
know what the sizes were to make that effect.
totally, I mean, I'm just wondering if they've had to carve the front of them because you can see there's no right edges sticking out. Right? Like,
It's
it
perfect.
looks like they must be, I mean, and definitely on the inside, on the other, the inside of this brick, it would have to taper in,
Yep.
wouldn't it?
Yep.
To get that
You'd-
circle effect, which is a
How
lot of work and engineering and like everything.
maths.
It's just,
Right. So this is part of the courtyard. So people live in that part of the jail now. There's a courtyard, but it wasn't a really great photo. What I was really looking at was the capstone of this thick wall.
yeah.
It ran right along. Solid
This,
bluestone. Yes.
and it's bluestone.
Yep.
It's been carved into a semicircle.
Yep. How did they do that? Oh, sorry, with chisels.
Chisels and hammers.
That's it. It's just a beautiful place. And you'll see, hopefully we get time, Beechworth Gallows Jail is exactly the same, but it's been made out of granite. Exactly the same. It's no different.
All right. Well, let's see whether they're through all the thinking people, hey?
Yeah. Well, you didn't need any, there was no rhyme or reason to be admitted into these asylums. So now we are going to Arradale.
That's an asylum. That's massive.
That's an asylum.
I
So,
mean, and look, it's just so dumb. Like they build this for mental people apparently.
yeah.
Just with little, wooden
Oh,
crappy fence out the front. The people are living in little crappy wooden houses.
zoom in on the people, Campbell, that are just
And
sitting there, just posing outside, of their rickety fence.
have they got masks on?
I've got no idea. They've probably been added in for a bit of,
Bit of
interest.
authenticity.
I mean,
Yeah,
look at the bloke sitting on the hill. He's just lazing along that little bit on the far left. Zoom in on him.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'm just relaxing here. What are you blokes doing today? Don't know. We've got to clean the
Out with his
gun.
gun and his top hat, Ned Kelly beard. And it's just all kind of rubble, like dirt and rubble out here. I don't know what all these white specks are, but I guess they're rocks.
Yeah, but look at the outhouses.
Yeah, these things, they just...
That's what they should be living in. Like, give me that everywhere and I'll believe the bloody his story. I'll believe it. But it's not.
Yeah,
Look what's behind it.
yeah,
So
that's what they tell us that we're living in. But yeah, look at this.
oh, it's unbelievable, Campbell. Like I said, the energy that I got from that place was not the energy that they give you, the fear-mongering crap. It was just this place. I felt sad. I really did, for the beauty that has been lost. And that was before I found something which we'll discuss soon.
And it's a massive vanilla sky happening there, right?
Now, I
This
asked them,
out, right? And this is quite dark.
yes. Now, I asked some of the locals about the asylum and I said, I don't want the narrative. I want to know what you've heard, stories, because they were people that I was talking to that had grown up in Ararat. And they said what they understand Ararat from their grandparents was that the original estate held 650 people. It was its own town, its own water supply. It had vineyards. It had a massive, like an acre greenhouse
Wow.
for its own vegetables, which I saw when we were there, but only part of it. For vegetables, it had fruit trees. It was totally self-sustained. It had and it had a sweeping driveway, which we went up. You can just see it. It had a lot of the garden and a lot of the entrance has been destroyed. So, but I could see the original garden. It would have been magnificent. So when you drive to the front of what you're seeing there, it's a windy road driveway that goes up. There's English trees everywhere, elm trees, oak trees, beautiful botanical trees. Then on to the left, you'll just see acres and acres of vineyard. And then you come up to the front there and it's this circle driveway. You can go around it. So in the middle, there used to be a fountain. There used to be more botanical trees in that spot. So it was once magnificent, Campbell, absolutely magnificent. And when I went back after I went to the asylum and I went back to Green Lake, I said to my husband, that lake is connected to the asylum. I can feel it. And he said, but that's miles away. It's nowhere near this lake. I said, I can tell you right now, it's connected. I can feel it. We need to go for a walk. So we went for about a 4-kilometre walk that you can do because the lake is, like I said, huge. It's probably 10 or 15-kilometre bloody lake. Yeah. And anyhow, lo and behold, you can put boats in there. When we got to the end, you could put boats in this boat ramp. And I looked up and you could just make it out, but I could see the vineyards of the asylum and you could just make out the towers. So as far as I'm concerned, like the jail there, the botanical gardens of the jail, that tunnel system was all part of that estate. And like the asylum had a huge lake, was all part of the estate as well, because that's what fed, and that was their water system.
Yeah, right.
But there's more evidence, Campbell, when we get to it in a minute, that you don't get shown about this the most, and may I add, the most haunted asylum in the world.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, this is one of the walls around.
Haunting? Haunting could just be like that some of the old free energy systems still working, right?
Oh, absolutely. But it's also our programming in our brain, because once you tell someone it's haunted,
they don't want to go there.
It's fact. But this is the fence around the asylum, and opposite this fencing, Campbell, is boom, a golf course.
Well, the prisoners have to keep fit.
Well, the golf course hides things too, doesn't it? I'd like to know what it's hiding.
Well, exactly right. Yeah, all the little hills with stuff under there. Is this that fountain at the front?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. Which, when we got there, this must be an older photo that I found, because you can hardly see it. There's just so much growth around that particular centre part when you drive up. Now, I have to tell you,
it's for the crazy people.
Exactly. It's more fencing.
I mean, even just this, like, why?
Yes.
It's a jail. Why make it so ornate?
Exactly.
And look at the skilled craftsmen, right?
Exactly. But look at the tree that's right next to it too. It takes the big one, that takes a lot of time for that to grow, because that's a huge elm tree from memory.
Yeah, that's huge. And it's like right next to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
that'd be 100 years old or more, right?
Now, this is a bit of a story, if you want to read it, Campbell, about the asylum.
The asylum, 1,000 patients. J Ward became an annex of Ararat in 1887.
So let me just hang on.
Insane.
The annex is the jail that we saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because there are so many mentally insane people, they couldn't put them all in there. They couldn't hold them, so they put them in the jail. That's why the jail was built.
Wow.
or taken over, because it actually was built in 1859.
So Ararat was once known as the Ararat Lunatic Asylum. So these are two different buildings, are they? The lunatic
The Bluestone one, the prison that you saw, they had to. The people were too mentally insane. They just went. They couldn't put them in the asylum anymore, so they transferred them to J Ward, which is over at the Bluestone building.
Right. Oh, because there wasn't enough room in that asylum, clearly.
No.
Ararat and its two sister asylums at Kew and Beechworth were commissioned to accommodate the growing number of lunatics in the colony of Victoria. Construction began in 1860 and it was open for patients in 1865. What? 5 years to build that thing. That's pretty good going. It was closed as an asylum in 1998. At its height, Ararat had up to 900 patients yearly. A large complex with up to 70 interesting historical abandoned buildings. 70. Walk through the cavernous wards and halls of the institute that treated and housed the mentally ill of Victoria for over 140 years. Tours run each Sunday and Wednesday.
You know that JF Kennedy locked one of their daughters in that asylum in the 50s.
In this one?
Yep.
JFK, like the American president. Dude.
Yes. Yeah, Rose. They put her. Yep.
In Australia? What?
Yep. And they gave her a lobotomy.
Yeah, right.
And she's now advocating, because she's back in America and has been for years, she's advocating against asylums, what they did. Oh, yeah, she's huge now. I don't know if she's still alive, but, yeah, they hid her as a young woman in that place for years.
She must have seen too much.
Yes. So let me just read this little thing I found. So the asylums had to happen because there was a growing amount of lunatics in the 1800s. Lunatics and idiots and drunks in the colony of Victoria. So Kew needed 1,000 beds, which were opened in 1871. Arundel had 1,200 beds, which opened in 1864 or something. Hang on, I'll have to have a look. Yeah, 1864. Now, okay, don't get off that picture. We went to the friends that we were camping with, they wanted to go on the ghost tour of this building. And I wasn't interested to be in that mindset whatsoever because I didn't see the building as that sort of building. So my husband and I dropped them off and we waited for them to do the tour. Now, I went at the front door with them and a very gothic young lady opened the door in her black outfit and her red lips and black hair and very gothic.
Yeah.
And no, she said, "Oh, welcome to the horror tour of Arundel." And she said, "Can I see your tickets?" And I said, "Look, I don't have a ticket. If you don't mind, I just want to look inside the building. I don't want to go on the tour." And she goes, "Oh, yeah, that's fine. You can just go in the first main room that everyone has to wait in." So I went in that main room. And, of course, they had the torture chair there. They had the lobotomy thing there for the head, just horrific shit that they had in this room where you had to wait to go on the tour just to get your programming and that psychic program, not psychic, but that, horror program switched on so you can give the energy, as far as I'm concerned, to that way of thinking. So anyway, I'm looking at all these things and having a bit of a chuckle, and I found one of the pictures that you previously showed of the asylum, and I'm standing there thinking, there's got to be evidence here. There's got to be evidence here for something else. So And lo and behold, I got told to open up because the door to the room was open. And so the door hit one of the walls, and I got guided to close that door, even though it was the main door to get into. And that picture, that etching, Campbell, was behind the door.
Oh, wow.
That had no date. I asked the girl who took the tour, what's that picture all about? She goes, I've got no idea, never seen it before. I said, it's in the main meeting room where you've got all the other props. Why have you got that behind the door? She goes, I've got no idea. I don't know where it came from. And I said, well, I'd love to know the date of it. She goes, no, wouldn't have a clue. Now, you have a good look. That's how I felt and saw that place at Arradale as an estate.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a lunatic asylum here, and these people here don't look like lunatics. They look quite well to do.
Well, I brought her around to that picture and I said, well, you tell me, what is that telling you? She goes, oh, well, apparently they were made to look like that so that people didn't feel intimidated when they were brought in. They had to look appealing for not only the families to pay the money to put their mentally retarded people in there, it had to look the part. And I did find a quote, would you believe, Campbell, that said that most of the asylums like Kew, Beechworth and Arundel were built in the Italian typical example, designed to be elegant and beautiful so it can be viewed as a magnificent asylum for the insane. We have to keep up appearances, Campbell. Another cover story.
Oh, of course, you've got to make it beautiful, you know.
So this is the gatehouse at the front of the gates leading up to the asylum that I was just describing, the windy roads and the vineyards. This is the gatehouse. Pretty elaborate, isn't it?
Yeah, rather large gatehouse for getting into a lunatic asylum. Oh, is that? Looks like it's actually got a crack in there. But wow.
So, yes. So this is when we were there waiting. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that archway in between was for horses to go through.
Yeah.
And their stables. There's a courtyard behind that with bluestone flooring, and that's definitely for the stables. So we were there that evening to take that photo, and yeah, other people might have been creeped out. I was just amazed. I think I was transported back to when it was its real purpose at that time. I really felt it.
You weren't a lunatic in your past life, were you?
Maybe. One now. I reckon I would have been put in one of those. But yeah, I think it's a frequency, Campbell. If you want to put yourself in the frequency of that being a loot. Oh, and okay. When we picked my friends up, just another view, I actually snuck in there. No one was allowed to be in there, Campbell. You're only allowed in there if there's tours. And I found a way in, so that's why I've been able to take photos during the day. So going back to this is everything that we saw during the day when we snuck in. We got caught, and the person that caught us was really pissed off that we got in there. But
lucky they didn't give you a lobotomy. Jeez.
Lucky. But there's houses that you don't get told about, Campbell. There's beautiful homes.
Thing that I read, it said that there were 70 other buildings in there. 70.
Yes.
That's a lot.
There's streets and guttering systems and large homes, Campbell, that you will see a few examples of. So going back to my friends when we picked them up, this is one of the houses. And why are you building that?
Why, yeah. And why is it why is it raised? See that mound there?
So, yeah, they don't really get into the whole, this is the street. They don't get into the whole, they're starting to question the old buildings.
And this is in the courtyard kind of bit, is it?
This is in the asylum grounds,
Like,
yes.
yeah. The asylum surrounds
There's
it,
just
sort of.
roads, street signs, you know, it's a city. It's a little village in itself.
I mean, maybe that's what all these jails and asylums were, because they all have massive
Yes,
open courtyards, whatever you want to call them, right? But I mean,
yep,
clearly, the criminally insane weren't wandering around, right? They were too busy getting lobotomies.
yes, and
So,
in dungeons and
right.
cellars and things. But this is a part, you don't see this as a tourist, Campbell. It's only because we found a way in that we were able to take photos of all of this. This is the hospital, the
On the
nursing
ground as well.
hospital where
Yeah.
the nurses stayed. But this is much later.
I mean, that's still an old building. Look, we've got the chimneys up
Yep,
on top. Looks like they may have. I mean, you don't see rectangle windows a lot. That may be changed. And
that's
even
20.
these balconies look a bit. I mean, they could be original. I don't know. They look a bit Art Deco-y.
Yeah, it's definitely 20s that was built and added to the
Yeah.
grounds. But yeah, so you're seeing stuff that, oh, that's the fencing again, sorry. I
No
just
one's.
found it very strange that you had a little doorway going through.
Yeah, and it's part of the original wall because it's got a lintel there.
Yes. So,
What's that?
oh, that's a tower of one of the houses.
Another
That's a
tower,
chimney.
yeah. Chimney.
So this is all stuff they don't show you because when you go on the ghost tours and any of the tours, you don't come in the back. We came into the back area and found a way in, as well as I found an area to come in through the front. But the only way we were able to go up the driveway was because our friends were part of the tour and they had the gates open where that gatehouse is, or you're not allowed in there. It's out of bounds.
Yeah, right. All right, the Q Asylum was a
No,
large
don't go to Q.
psychiatric hospital.
No, go
Don't go
back.
to Q.
Sorry, Campbell, we're not up to that one yet.
Oh, well, what are we up to? That's what I had. Next day. Oh, next day at
Yep,
Asylum 2.
go into
Yeah.
that one. Yep. So you'll see more houses, Campbell. And this was all near where the vineyards were and at least an acre. They had an acre greenhouse that remnants were still there and swimming pools, like full-on
Yeah, right.
swimming pools.
Really?
Yep.
Right.
I think I got the inside scoop on this place, actually, Campbell, because like I said, these are
Yeah.
places that you wouldn't normally see.
Well, I mean, that's a
Except,
large house, whatever that is
it,
now. There's another one up there, right?
yes,
So, yeah, it looks like a little village, like a mini Star City, right? I wonder if there's a star fort around. Wow.
yes. Now,
Brick.
this is a guttering system
Yeah,
everywhere. The streets
brick.
where these houses are.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, the locals did say it was a city within itself and had 650 people living there
And I mean,
at
look at
one
these
stage.
houses and everything we've looked at is still pretty perfect, right? Not falling
Yep.
apart. Built by
Nope.
knows who. And they can't even build a footpath today. It's just crumbled.
Yep.
That's silly.
Look at that. I loved that house. If I could buy that, I'd buy it tomorrow. It was just gorgeous. And inside was still like it'd been gutted. But it's got so much potential because it's still solid, Campbell.
Yeah, exactly right. And then they had such thick walls and things that, they were temperature controlled, right? You didn't need all these
Yes.
air conditioners and stuff.
Nope.
Oh, that's a nice old world antenna they've left on
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
And they got the,
And they also had like you talk
why,
about the cooling system, but they had the ducted system in the roof to let the hot air
yeah,
out.
I was just going to say, why don't we do that today? We live in Australia. I used to
Exactly.
work in roofs. I used to do cabling and stuff. And oh my God, in summer, it gets 50 degrees plus in those roofs.
Yep.
But then again, I guess they don't do it so they can sell us air conditioning or
Exactly. That's
like
exactly right.
that's
Yep.
crazy.
But we're building this in the same time period, Campbell. This elaborate palace, as far as I'm concerned, as well as these beautiful homes.
And these are all empty, are they?
Yep, they're all empty. They're all just deteriorating.
Oh my God, they'll probably sell it, knock them down, and turn it into a housing estate, right?
Yep. Now they've blocked up these archways on this building.
Yeah, is that wood at the front there? It looks like
Yes.
wood.
Yep.
So it's not brick, yeah. So they've just done that to make it look like they weren't actually massive, oversized doors.
Yes.
I mean, it looks like some kind of loading dock almost, doesn't it?
It could have been a barn. It could have been a little warehouse at the time. I don't know. Quite easily. It's connected to that other large estate next
It's
to it.
definitely not level.
No, it's not a little one.
That's yeah, man. Like, what are these? Oh, they're new. What is that? Just some kind of
They're just adding things to make you confused in the area, like changing that build. Look at the roof line on that building. That's not a normal roof line for that period.
no,
On that
no. They're
barn.
always simple. Yeah, the front of this where it's cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Now that house, the front of that house faces the winery, and you can see the lake where we're camping from that view.
Oh wow.
Yes. So
It's a cool house too. Like that would be nice, right?
it was beautiful, Campbell.
Bit of
And it's just
restoration.
derelict. It's just derelict.
Well, it's one of their favourite plans. You know, they let them derelict and then they send in a building inspector who says, "Oh well, it's now dangerous. It's not stable, and we have to
Exactly.
knock it down."
Yes, that's
Uh,
exactly. There's agenda behind all that.
yeah, but
But
I
as
mean,
much
look,
as they're doing
really
that,
perfect, man. It's like it's
it's
solid land.
perfect.
Mm.
So
I
when
mean,
my
we
friends were
definitely don't
in
build
there,
that now.
sorry, what was that, Campbell?
We definitely don't build like that now. I've worked on houses. Most of my work, working career was in building, and I
Yep.
used to fit things into windows. They can't even build square windows
No,
these days.
no,
They're just not squared. Oh, it's crazy.
yep.
Like, we have fallen.
So now you can understand why I had such a connection to this area, because I didn't feel it the way, even after the Tartarian event, people were saying, "Oh, did you see any ghosts? Did you see any ghosts?" No, because that wasn't the frequency I was feeling whatsoever. I didn't feel that in that place. Like I said, I saw magnificence and I saw, grandeur, and I saw sadness. And when you had those pictures inside the building, you can see they've that you can see the symmetry of the arches of the inside of that building, and you can
Mm.
see that they've removed so much evidence
Yeah.
to say that to make it look like a hospital, Campbell. It was evident to me anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. They rip off the facades and all types of stuff, don't they?
exactly, that's exactly right. So we won't go to Q right now because I still
Poor
want to
Q.
add something about Arundel.
It's the
When
plan.
my friends came out of the tour, they were expecting to see all this horrific stuff and, to be and feel something, which my friend did feel something, but that was during the day when she saw that 1920s hospital. She actually collapsed on the ground. She got herself in a state so much that she was actually violently ill. But
Wow.
that's where she got in her mindset. So
Mm.
anyhow, when they came out, I expected her to be quite really bad. But because they were taken into this room, Campbell, that was Mark said that the roof would have been anywhere in the centre between 30 to 35 foot high,
Wow.
with windows at the top, with evidence, because he's in construction and stuff. He said there was evidence on the ceiling, on the wall at those heights, because he was mesmerised, he said, that there had been a area, a balcony or some sort underneath the windows originally.
Yeah, okay.
That people would have been able to go to and stand and look down into this room. He said they'd put partitions in the room to make it look smaller, but he said they weren't original partitions. And he said he saw evidence of quite elaborate woodwork, architraves, skirting, and wood panelling. And he said it really confused him because he expected it to be like a hospital, just hospital rooms and corridors and that. He didn't expect to come into this huge ballroom. So when he actually, because he didn't really believe my alternative history stuff at that stage, but he said it really hit him hard when he saw this room. And he said to the tour guide, "What is this room?" And she said, "Oh, it's just the middle of this, wherever they were." She said, "We have to go off at this corridor over here." He said, "No, I want to know what this room was originally." And she said, "Oh, I believe it was a ballroom originally." And he said, "A ballroom? Why would you need a ballroom in an asylum?" And she said, "Oh, well, that was for the functions that they had at that time, I believe. I really don't know. I can't answer any of your questions." She got really uncomfortable and she totally dismissed Mark. And he said, "Well, that would make sense because that would answer why he could see construction left over from balconies circling around the room where the windows were, why the ceiling was so high, and why he could see ornate parts still there." So they totally removed any evidence of anything that was there for the person to walk in there thinking, "Well, we're not going to see ghosts." They wouldn't even notice any of that. But yeah, it was a
No.
ballroom.
Well, I would love personally to see a ball completely full of mentally insane people. That would be funny. Imagine them dancing.
Bring my
There'd be
special
food
friend.
fights and all types of stuff. That'd be hilarious.
A ballroom full of special friends.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The same people who want to give them lobotomies and electroshock and all this, that they also want to give them a ballroom to relax in and have some fun.
Exactly. So the really bad vibes came from the basement, of course.
Yeah.
Where they showed rooms of, the tables where they did experiments and stuff on. And I'm not saying that didn't happen. It definitely happened. They needed that horrible energy so that we don't see what the buildings are really for in the first place. They needed the bad energy. That's why, it's a ritual thing. That's why everyone believes that there's ghosts and spirits and horrible things, because it's the same narrative. It's a ritual, satanic magic for.
I mean, it's just a build on from the bloody Inquisitions, isn't it? Like, that's when it all started. Who knows what the dates were, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You don't believe what we do, so here we go. Going to cut a bit of your brain out.
That's it. And traumatize you and make the energy for that effect for horror, literally.
Yeah.
So
because we can run ghost tours in the future.
Exactly. Yeah, make money. And people can pay money. It's like the catatombs. You pay money to see skeletons of your ancestors. How macabre is that?
It's just weird,
They're just laughing at us, Campbell. Anyhow, when they were on their tour, they came across another tour and they said, "Oh, what are those people doing? Are we going where they're going?" And the gatekeeper turned around and said, "Oh, no, you're not going on that tour. This is just the mild tour. That's for all the psychic people and the people that study ghosts and the paranormal, because there's a part here that's very, very got a lot of ghosts and we couldn't possibly take you there." Oh. No,
yeah,
sorry.
Right. That's crazy. All right,
It's a program again.
Can we trust the plan? Shall I show Q? Just trust the plan, people.
That's it. So there's a lot more here because we've got the vineyards and everything, but we'll just quickly look at Kew because I know you're limited at the moment. So we'll look at
Yes,
the
yeah.
Kew lunatic.
Minutes, maybe. Yep. Let's do it.
Oh, so
Yes.
that's the Kew.
That's
So
cute. That's massive. Look at that thing. Look at that dome. Jeez. Large
so it's
psychiatric hospital operated 1871 to 1988. Wow. To our bicentennial year.
I've got to
Nice.
laugh.
Place of detention. Place of detention. Its name and function evolved over time to reflect changing attitudes towards mental illness.
I bet it did.
Continuous institution. Well, there you go. Periods of overcrowding, neglect, and what? So it evolved over time into an institution known for periods of overcrowding, neglect, and tragedy. Nice one.
Yeah.
I mean, who wrote this?
I mean, you just got to look at the population to see that none of this adds up. It just doesn't add up. And yet Ballarat and Bendigo had 19 orphanages and institutions as well, and they're not far away.
19, what?
Yes.
Look at this belfry. I mean, they were probably used, because, from my research, that there were whiteys, right? White people were here already,
Yes.
Is that where they ended up, rounded them all up?
Yep.
And apart from Ned
Tuck
Kelly,
them in.
he got taken out.
Absolutely.
If they could escape the asylums, they were called bushrangers.
Exactly.
Look at this light post. That's massive. Look how tall that is. But that's another huge, ornate, old world building, right? With the belfry, and of course the Parisian style here with the nice roofs.
It's just ridiculous, Campbell. I haven't even gone in.
They love the people so much. Come into our beautiful building and let us cut your brain out.
That's it. Yeah. Let's torture you. Let's experiment on you. Let's take everything from you.
Yes, but we'll do it in a nice environment, so it's all okay. Man, that's a big building. That's huge.
It's massive.
It's crazy big.
It was the largest in the Southern Hemisphere again. Everything's the largest here in Victoria. What the hell is up with that?
Well, it was the largest, population probably because these weren't.
Well, that's what they were cleaning out. That's why they didn't want anyone in Victoria at the time.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Don't come in. We're still locking them up in the asylums.
Yeah.
It looks like there's something under here, doesn't it? This looks like a kind of bit of a man-made mound.
Yep. It wouldn't surprise me if that's near a golf course as well. But yeah, have a look at that, Campbell.
I mean, look at these houses down the front. Even this little one-story house has got a big tower. Is that the gatehouse? Probably what they call, the gatehouse. I don't know.
Maybe. So this is heritage listed, so you can visit this one as well. And was decommissioned in 1988. And one of the largest asylums ever built and constructed between 1864 and 1872. But they're not quite sure, Campbell.
Oh,
they're not quite sure yet.
Again, they lost the plan.
Yeah. So the architect was G.W. Villain, which I can't. Villain. Which I can't. There's no information on. I can't find it, but you can find information on Frederick Logwall, because he was also part of the Victorian Public Works Office. He made that one as well. And yes, had over 1,000 beds and was opened in 1871 for the lunatics. Now, this is Beechworth. So
these lintels.
Yes.
They're crazy. I've never seen that before.
Again, it's not Australian. It's what part of that's Australian architecture. Even if they say that they had to be built in a Victorian style that was appealing, they didn't want them to look like jails or hospitals. They had to look, elaborate. The stories they come up with, Campbell, it's laughable.
It's retarded.
So
Where'd all the money come from? But this topic, that's pretty Moorish, isn't it? This design here.
again, very Moorish. And we had people from, we had Arabic culture here as well, very early in the period.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, is this the same one, is it?
Yes, that's Beechworth, which was called Mayday Hill.
Mayday.
That's the original name of Beechworth, Mayday Hill. Before, and it was founded in Beechworth was founded in 1852, but leading up to that it was called Mayday Hill. And there was so much gold here, Campbell, that horseshoes were made out of gold to put on, yes, horses.
And then they just had, picnics for the gentry at the lunatic asylum.
Yes, why not? What a day out. Very exciting for everybody. Get dressed up in your Sunday best and let's head out to the Beechworth Lunatic Asylum where people's brains are getting shoved out, sucked out.
Walk around with our parasols, have chats on the grass. Why not?
Why not? And the gardens are beautiful too. Another botanical garden. Look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the thing, like in Europe, right, it'd be a palace.
Exactly.
All the gardens intact there because they're palaces, right? But that narrative doesn't fit because there's no kings and queens in Australia, right?
It does not fit at all. So
what's this?
The population. Now that's the gallows again in Beechworth. Does that not look like the J Ward gallows in Ararat?
It looks exactly like it, right? Building on each side, the gate in the middle. Totally. And you can even see here, right? That the circular bit that probably had a fountain in it at one point.
Yep. That's just crazy, Campbell. All being built in the same time. That was being built in the early 1860s. So early 1860s, that was finished. Yet we had a population of less than 8,000 people in Beechworth because we had gold. In 1853, we had discovered gold, but there was only 8,000 people. A post office was open in 1853. And by 1857, we had 20,000 people living in Beechworth. But Beechworth had 12,000 patients and 600 staff.
What? 12,000?
Sorry. No, 1,200 patients and 600 staff.
But still, that's over 10%. That's way over. That's like 15% of the population were in the mental asylum.
Yep.
And look, look at this building and how they've built it. It's all perfect. It's all, they've all made these bricks perfect, laid them all, and
walls are nice and straight.
50 years ago, and now all we can do is get a fireplace like this. Shitty little bloody plate crap.
And it's all straight, isn't it? You don't see it all sort of.
No, it's perfect. And this is what 120 years plus after it was built.
Yep.
I mean, we don't even build archways and lintels.
We can't. We can't. You know what, Campbell? When my parents came over from Holland, I don't know if I told this story, but my father could not believe the lack of understanding of buildings. Look at it, exactly the same. Even the tunnels, the towers are the same.
Yeah, because you need a good turret on a mental asylum. You got to shoot your arrows out here to get all the people that are attacking and trying to get inside, right?
Yeah, but it's exactly the same as a bluestone one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the exact same design. Yeah. And then
so my father said that they didn't know how to build archways in houses, Campbell.
Yeah. But yeah, they did 100 years before, and that was convicts doing it perfectly. I mean, look at this. Like look what we get today. They just, oh yeah, just lay the bricks on the ground. They're not even. They're not flat. No mortar. They just chuck a bit of capstone on. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, we've run out of blocks. I just throw a few, rocks in there. Not big enough. Chuck two next to each other. Yeah, they'll buy it.
That'll do it.
It's just.
But they don't talk about convicts making this stuff, Campbell. They really don't
Who,
mention convicts at all. It's all about the miners and the Chinese.
the miners built it.
When we go on to the next section, yes, ex-miners, there was nothing there for them to find anymore in the late 1860s, 1870s. That's what they're saying. Not that they built that one. The next thing we're going to talk about was the excuse, but there's no mention of convicts building any of this stuff. I don't know who's building it. I don't find a narrative for it.
I think we know the answer to that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
So we're going to round this off.
So this
we're going to round this off.
Yep.
So we've got a big winery area, Campbell, in the gold triangle, and we've brought it up before that the vines take a long bloody time.
Yes.
To establish and to produce award-winning grapes, as we're led to believe. Now, I have got written here somewhere that there is rumours, and I know the rumours are true because I've been to Ballarat and Bendigo and I've seen the underground little town in there, and apparently all the underground tunnels all come up to Ballarat Stawell. It's a triangle. The gold triangle of the gold mines, there's tunnels leading all the way around these areas.
Wow, the golden triangle.
Yep.
All right. So I've got a few minutes, so we'll have to go a little bit quick.
All right, so this is Seppels.
I just want to, throughout the drive, the walls are blackened due to being covered in a variety of harmless mould. The mould, in fact, was imported from France.
No, it just happened to come from this is all the tunnels under the cellar tunnels they're talking about, because the mould from France apparently is good for the wines.
Yes, that they brought over on boats, no doubt, surrounded by salt water and salt air, because mould loves that. Pre-electricity, these processes were performed in the underground tunnels by candlelight. Sorry, it's just silly, right? Australian opera singer Dame Nellie Melba famously took a bath in 152 bottles of champagne. Okay, because a series of privately owned gated wine bins are carved into the stone here. Carved into the stone, yeah, because that's easy. One of which was owned by the Prime Minister of Australia, Malcolm Fraser. Really? Oh, Malcolm. Well, there you go. That's how we did that. Largest underground settlers in the Southern Hemisphere.
Again, the largest. We go for more than 3 kilometres for this wine cellar.
3 kilometres. Wow. We haven't got a date of
1860.
1860. That's pretty early.
We're doing this too.
Wow.
So Seppel is, they started in the Barossa Valley, then they came to the Grampians, and then they went to Rutherglen. So there's 3 major, they were the biggest wine developers, makers in Australia, award-winning. You can have dinner in the tunnels. So we're rushing through this now, so I'm just...
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. So
in front of this bricked up window.
Yeah, some places you can't go to, Campbell. It's out of bounds.
Of course. I mean, that's cool, this little tunnel or whatever it is.
Oh, it's amazing. Amazing. So there's vineyards here starting before 1850s, mid-1850s, when we got the gold rush again. So this happened to be done in full brick. They dug it all out. The ex-miners and the Chinese dug all this out when there wasn't any gold to be found anymore in the 1860s.
Because they just like digging.
They like digging and they like laying all those perfectly manufactured bricks, Campbell.
Man, and like, yeah, even as a ceiling, I see this everywhere. That's not, I mean, how do you make this, right? And normally you'd need like a mold and you'd lay them on top.
Yes.
So how are they doing this underground?
Well, apparently it's very like the old story in Sydney. It's very easy to dig. It's granite, like a granite type limestone or something, very easy to dig. Well, it might be easy. If it's easy to dig, it's not supportive.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
how are we putting the bricks?
How are you building this roof? This ceiling, should I say? That's,
yeah.
Like, seriously, underground. Like, what are they, just like got super glue and they're sticking them to the dirt as they go along? Because, you know, you've until you put the middle bricks in, they're going to fall over. Because they all lean in, you know, like a keystone, right? They all lean into these middle rows.
Yep.
So that's,
well, you need timber again. So we're lumbering timber for all this as well.
To lay them on, that's the only other way to do it. But then you have to lay them on the top. But this is underground.
That's right. Yeah, and the support for it. And that's been there since the 1860s. And they brought special mould over from France.
Yes, I can see the special mould on the wall.
So the special mould, is that a cover story because it is so old? They had to make up some freaking story to allow for the darkness and the blackness of the brick?
Yeah, or to explain how they got such good wines so early on.
Exactly, but also it would have been dark, pitch black, and they're doing that brickwork in candlelight, apparently.
It's in candlelight, right? Right, it says down here, doesn't it? They were using candles somewhere. Pre-electricity, these processes were performed under the underground tunnels by candlelight. So, I mean, not only are they laying bricks upside down on the ceiling, they're doing it one-handed because they've got a candle in the other hand. They're very multi-talented miners.
The shadowing, if like common sense says to me, you've got a candle, you've got shadowing. So how are they perfectly laid like that when you've got all this shadowing in it?
Yeah.
Oh, and I mean, it just frustrates me.
And this is after the gold rush, and the gold rush was tunnels, right? All these tunnels everywhere that people were going down, lots of people every day, risking their lives. But they didn't build them out of brick, right? They just had a few bits of wood in there to try and stop them collapsing.
Right.
But they can do this. The same people who did the crappy gold mining tunnels then could actually do this. That doesn't make a lot of sense at all.
It doesn't make sense. And and you're in the heart of gold rush times. You're in the triangle of all the gold that was found in Victoria, which was massive apparently, and you're in the heart of it. Yet in 1860, you've got no gold to mine. You've got to make money by making tunnels for a wine company.
Apparently, I mean, we know they were probably just digging them out, cleaning them out. But yeah, I mean, and the whole gold story is just silly anyway. But
absolutely,
it was probably just melted gold or stolen gold off all the buildings that were in ruins, right? They were just collecting it. I mean, gold nuggets. I mean, gold nuggets, like what? So gold forms in veins, but sometimes it just randomly forms nuggets that just happen to look exactly like melted gold.
Exactly.
Gold that fell in the ground. That's what a nugget is.
Well, I've got a picture of the welcome stranger or whatever it was, that the largest nugget ever found. And it's, like I said, it's in the middle of nowhere, Campbell, in the same area, but in the middle of nowhere.
It's just a silly story. There's one last picture. We've got another minute. We can just quickly show it. This is the house, the first house.
This is that first house at the winery. So you can stay there, but it belonged to the original owner in the 1860s.
1860s again, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that they couldn't build a house like this when they probably could, but this would cost you $1 million to build today, right?
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
this kind of
But again,
workmanship,
look at
and it wouldn't be as
everything's
strong.
great.
Right? Yeah, this is what 160
Well,
years
100,
ago,
yeah.
160 years old, and look at it; it looks brand new almost.
Mm. Well, I had to double check because I thought it was brand new, but no, it's not. It's the original home
Yeah, that's
of the Seppel
crazy.
family. Who was
Ah, well, there we
it?
go.
James. Well, that was a quick.
It was a bit. Well, it wasn't. I think we did like an hour, almost 2 hours. Rough
Oh,
over.
it's always that long. I'm sorry, Campbell.
Yeah, no, that's all right. But yes, I
We
do
have a
have
lot
to
to cover.
run. Yes, we did. Well, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Please leave us your comments, all that kind of stuff. Like, share around, subscribe, and
Yep.
yeah, we'll be back. Well,
I
hopefully
think
next week. We've got a bit of a break, but if you got more, then yeah, we'll be back in a week or two with another update.
I think we'll just round up and finalise what we've sort of looked at and discussed in the last 8 months, Campbell.
8 months, jeez, time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, yeah, and just have a little bit of a chat
Yeah,
about,
right.
the year and everything. I think that would be a good way to finalise the year.
Yeah, right. Or maybe we can even talk about doing it live, getting a bit of interaction.
Yeah, that would. Oh, I would love that. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, well, let's do that.
Questions and answers. Oh, yes. Thank you, Campbell. Love it.
Q&A. All right, a Q&A to finish up the year.
Oh, please
Awesome.
come on because I love all your comments. Some of your comments are freaking. I'm still getting comments from past shows that are just amazing. Please come on.
Yeah, come and join us. We'll let you know when. I'll put it up a few days at least before, so you know it's coming up, and let's do
Yeah,
that. All right,
fantastic.
man.
Woohoo!
Woo. Awesome. All right. Well, thank
Okay.
you, Paula. That was amazing as usual. And
No,
yes,
thank
we'll
you.
be back with our live special for 2025.
Yes. Oh, I'm
Awesome.
so excited.
All right,
Okay.
guys. We'll catch you on
Thank
the next
you.
upload.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
See ya. What is our Christmas special? What are you
Oh,
talking
okay.
about?
Yeah, I know. We just made that up. All
Or is
right,
it our
team.
solstice special?
Solstice special. So it's the anti-Christmas solstice special. All right. So this is going live on the 21st here in Australia. We are endeavoring to do our longest ever Zoom call, I guess, interactive Zoom call to actually cross over all three time zones. So it's a 12-hour show. Cam and I are going to be live the whole time, and you guys are going to be able to interact the whole time. It's all completely going to be interactive. And yeah, we've got some of our friends coming on to basically conclude this issue of does the oceans have a bottom?
Have a bottom.
Have a bottom. It sounds very posh, doesn't it?
It does. Does it have a bottom?
Does it have a bottom? I mean, it's such a nice word we never get to use very often, isn't
It
it?
is.
Bottom.
Bottoms.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So the 21st of December, tickets are on sale now on the website. It's $20.26 for obvious reasons. And we're going to be live as fuck. And that's never happened before on this sort of medium. We only usually do that literally live. And yeah, but we're excited to go international. Like, oh my God, we're going to be awake for when the Aussies are awake, and then into when the UK and Europeans are awake, and then into the Americas when they wake up. So we're gonna get like 3 stints of really fresh human beings ready to like throw their fresh good vibes as we slowly decrease in our energy level and get decrepit and tired. You're gonna have all these amazing new people coming in to boost it all up.
Keep us awake, yes. Yeah, we always, every time we do a live gig, always people like, oh, is it going online? I can't get there. And then, of course, all the overseas people, oh, we'd love to see a show. So we're doing it. This is the easiest way to do it, right? On Zoom, 12 hours.
Yep.
So come and
Yep.
join
There's no
us.
reason why we can't get 5,000 of you on the Zoom and like be able to actually, you can ask us anything at any time. We'll have a couple of helpers there, making sure the questions get through and read. We're going to try some fun things. We're going to do some a truther quiz just to see how good your weird esoteric
Mm,
knowledge is with prizes, Campbell.
yes.
And we're going to play the honesty game, which is fun. And of course, as many drinking games we can make up. And oh, but the main fun bit is that we are going to conclude our ocean series, and we're going to do that by inviting Guy Anderson, Martin Leckie, finally, Michelle Gibson, Dale Holmes, maybe Rachel Vaughan if she's around, to come and offer their thoughts on this whole crazy theory of ours. And yeah, see if we can get some really cool, new, masterful thoughts on the topic that we haven't even thought about yet. And I hope they've all watched it. I hope you've all watched it out there.
Yes. Go back and watch all 4 episodes. Yeah. So we're going to have well, essentially a few podcasts, right? A few live shows going out. We're going to have quizzes, like you said, some fun,
Music,
um, music. So yes, if you do
Felice,
play, then
Felice,
let us know. Felice, let
calling
us know.
Felice with the theme
Um,
song.
so we'd love to have live music on.
Yep, Kent with
But
his ditch.
yep. But if you've recorded something, send it in. We can put it up. And we're going to have quizzes.
Yep,
Even going to have
yep.
breakout rooms. Maybe for
Mm.
those people that are looking for love.
Oh, we never stop trying, my friends. Never stop
We're
trying
there for
to
you.
accommodate the
We're doing it.
Yeah, and also people looking for land. There's a lot of ads in the paper this edition. So that can be a breakout room where you can actually get into some nitty-gritty thoughts on that topic and
Yep.
just whatever happens naturally, I guess, wherever we go with it. But and also the community, if you are inspired to want to promote something or just add something, you can pre-record and send in a little video to us, which we'll play. And apart from that, you of course get the opportunity to speak. This is a full-on digital community party for us as far as we can get it. So from it starts at 8 a.m. Queensland time on the 21st and goes through to 8 p.m. Queensland time. So that's the whole day in Australia. And then it'll be the morning and the evening in other countries, and then just the evening in other countries. But it's all over the place. But it does manage to get the entire international community. And that is fucking exciting, Campbell.
Yeah. We've never done it before. I don't think anyone else has done it before either. So it's another first, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be like a big variety show, like Hey It's Saturday used to be, right? Fun,
Yep.
well, uncensored, but also not much of a plan. We just got to see what happens, right? Let it roll,
Yeah.
let it
Let it
unfold by
roll.
itself. So yeah, if you do play an instrument, if you're a comedian, if you have a special skill, let
Oh
us
yeah,
know.
and your weirdest story. We want you to come
You
up,
just-
really think about the weirdest fucking thing that's ever happened to you this lifetime. Like your weirdest story that's so weird, and
Mm,
everyone's going to think that story. Think about that story. It'd be amazing to start to contribute some of those weirdest stories. I know everyone will really enjoy it. And the purpose of the show really is just to hang out. It's on long enough all day that you're going to basically just be hanging out with us. So you just
mm.
put it up on the lounge room screen and do your day. If you have Tartarian friends or community around you or want to like put your hand up to host a little gathering during this time, that would be fun. And maybe like by lunchtime or 3 o'clock, I might let Campbell start drinking. In which case, by about 8, he'll be pretty fucking sloshed, and you should be getting some good dad jokes out of it to end the show. Campbell's gonna premiere Missed Autodidactic, the Jolly Swag Tour video. I'm nervous
Yes,
for him. He's
I
scared.
know.
He's got a creative block, but we're pushing through it.
Yes, we're going. Yes, that will be done. Yes, it hasn't been done quite yet, but yes, that will be amazing, actually. It'll probably be the best part of the whole show.
I have no doubt in you, buddy. I think you can pull it off. The one you made on the Christmas City was excellent. I loved it. It was moving and emotional. I felt it was good. The potential in you to do cinematic drama is there. I just know it. It's
Mm,
just about like locking you in a white room for 3 weeks so you don't get distracted. Yep.
basically, yes.
So that's on sale now. So everyone, you got nothing to lose. It's 20 fucking bucks. It's nothing, and you're gonna come and hang out. So obviously the star of the show is going to be this, like having everyone's thoughts on this topic that we've gone so deep into. But also we're going to do a secondary show because I think we've managed to finally smash and conclude the simulation debate. And I've been
Mm.
sitting on this one because I've been waiting for the moment Cam and I can really get into it. Because, there's a lot of truthers out there who, and me included, have just like, seesawed between these two concepts of, is it a simulation, is it not? And I think we have solved it finally and forever, enough for at least my mind to rest on it and to never look back.
Yes,
So-
yes. So yeah, that will be a good conversation. And like we said, you guys will be in the chat. You can put your 10 bobs worth in and join in on the conversation. And yeah, it's been a big topic, hasn't it? The old simulation came out of nowhere, I guess all based off the Matrix and movies like this, because it didn't really exist that long ago. And everyone's like, oh, is it fake? Is it fake? So we're going to discuss it. And that's it. You'll have to come and join our Zoom link at
Well-
tartariaaustralia.com if you want to find out our thoughts on it.
Yeah, because we're actually not going to air this show. This is going to the special right now. And may I just say that we're not going to just discuss it. We are going to smash it. So I don't believe any of you will be in any doubt after the conversation on that. And that'll end a whole body of work that has been maybe the biggest psychological psyop in the truth community.
Remember, in the end, nobody wins unless everybody wins. Arı gürze